Right? It's live, so if you're watching the repost, this is, we don't have people in here. So you'll see me, you'll hear me repeating myself a few times, but we're here at, let's see, it's too bright. We're here at Greystone Mansion again, Greystone Park, which is Greystone Mansion, and it's January 10th. And we're up here checking in on the LA wildfires, seeing what's going on. So I'm gonna let this run for. Oh man, yeah, the air quality is not good, to put it mildly. So I'm gonna let this. I'm just gonna be quiet until we get some people in here, which is, I understand that is unusual for me. For those of you who don't know me, I am a comedian. I can be straightforward, but I am also a comedian, so there will be jokes. Like the ending of Plainview, except there won't be blood. There will be jokes. I can tell you. You know what I'm saying? All right. So let's see if we can get this set up a little bit. Little TDs here, little technical difficulties. Yeah, a lot of chaos in the air, I can tell you that much. Let's see what we can get. Let's see if we can get this going, guys. If you're watching the rebroadcast, I know it looks like amateur hour. Well, it is a little bit. Let's see. Let's see if we can get a little something resembling a tripod here while we wait for people to come in on the live stream. I hope you're safe and sound wherever you're at. And that's not going to work. Is that going to... Welcome in, everybody. We're here overlooking Los Angeles. I'm at Greystone Park in Beverly Hills. It's a mansion, old JOHNiVERSE mansion, and this is LA. And as you can tell, the air quality is terrible, obviously. Let's see if we can get... I'm trying to find a place to make it like a little stability here. What's on your guys' mind? We're here in LA covering these wildfires as chill as I can. I mean, I'm not a professional fire coverage guy, whatever you want to call that. Far from it. But here we are in Los Angeles on Greystone Mansion, and over there, that's Hollywood. That tower right there is in Hollywood on Sunset. That down there, which you can't see, I mean, downtown is there. It's crazy because you can see it almost every day. That's how bad the air is right now. The air is super bad. We're centrally located. We're in between the Pasadena fires are over there, and Hollywood's over there, and the Palisades fires, that's what all that is, because that's Santa Monica over there. And trust me, like almost every day you can see the ocean, and this is crazy bad. Smoke is making my nose run like crazy. It's in my eyes. There's ash everywhere. Yeah, the fires, they're not great. They're mainly out there. We're in Beverly Hills here, so we're in between. We're centrally located between the fires because that's west. The ocean is out there. That's Santa Monica. That's the ocean. Over here that's like Wilshire, and that's Hollywood. And then downtown's in there. And normally you can see downtown no problem from here, like even on super smoggy days. So downtown is there. I'm pointing you at downtown. It is highly unusual to not be able to see downtown point. And this is a historic place, by the way, in case you don't know. This house, well, this mansion is Greystone Mansion. Used to be now it's Greystone Park. And the JOHNiVERSE are the ones who created it. They're oil rich, and you know it most likely because. So I'm going to give you a little look here. Have the little Lebowski Urban Achievers and Bunny Lebowski and all those people were in here, and The Golden Child was filmed here too as well. So thanks. I will stay safe. I actually live, if you're looking from here, once again, normally like fairly easy to see, but I live, let's see, I live over right by that building, that tall building in the middle of the screen. I don't know if you can see my fingers. Yeah, you can't really see it, but that building in the middle, that's over where I live. So I'm pretty much fireproof. Oh yeah, the X-Men. Yeah. You got it. Yeah, there's all these crazy films have been filmed here. All these great. This place is really spectacular. And this is just the front. Like there's levels behind this place, like 2 or 3 tiers of walk-in gardens and fountains, and then all this here is the lawn. That's the front lawn of this place. Down there they have greenhouses and vegetable gardens and whatnot. And down there they have servants' quarters, which are bigger than any house I've ever lived in. So really wealthy, like really wealthy people. So yeah, so I'm gonna be up here for a few minutes and give you guys some coverage here on the wildfires, entertain any questions or comments you guys might have. Let's see if we can get a, I don't have a tripod today, so I'm trying to figure out how to prop this thing up so you get just a good look. Let's see if maybe we can put it like this. No, that's not going to work too good. Let's see. Okay, let's see if that. Yeah, I don't know if you can really see much, but we're going to take a break there so you can get a little view of what's going on. Yeah, so we're at Greystone Park. Behind me is Los Angeles. Air quality is terrible. Even worse than the smoggiest days, which it can definitely get apocalyptically smoggy here. A lot of people don't know this in LA. So up through like the 60s and 70s in LA, there were no catalytic conversion on cars, obviously, which made everything really bad. But the other thing that LA did up until the 60s and 70s that doesn't really get talked about was that there wasn't a lot of trash service. And so what everybody had in their backyard was they had trash incinerators. And so late into LA's development, people would just go in their backyard and burn everything, right? And that was like, they burn anything, like heavy metals, toxic crap, like asbestos, like anything that there was no regulation. Nobody had any concern for it. And so for like the longest time, all of Los Angeles was just incinerating trash and toxic crap and just pumping it into the air every day for decades, which they don't talk about. I don't know what the long-term effects must have been terrible, obviously, but they don't do that anymore. And now we just have wildfires and whatnot. Let's see if we got, my camera went a little, it overheated my camera in that spot, so hopefully we're back. Anywho, yeah, this is the view from up here. It's not great. The firefighters, they say they're getting the fires contained. Not, what else are they supposed to say? But fire conditions still remain. The fires are huge, and once you get up into those hills, you can see like just the amount of smoke and haze that's covering LA. And I can tell you that LA is it's a super sensitive town, and so when things like this happen, LA's chief export is the consciousness, right? Through arts and entertainment. And you get a lot of consciousness-based people here. And right now, the Palisades is one of the sort of headquarters for leadership for consciousness people. The whole West LA is really, and for the world. And you just had, not only did they just all go homeless, which is a lot to put on somebody's plate, but they also just got their communities removed, right? Because those people had long-standing traditions in there, and that was where they were living their lives. And so now, and that's never coming back. Like it's not like a few houses got burned; like the whole place got erased, just flat out fucking erased. It's crazy. And so those are some of the chief like generators of the economy here in LA. They're the in charge. They're the aristocracy. They're the leadership, and they just got wiped out. And I can already feel the effect here. It's all. I mean, it's like the entertainment industry was already decimated from the strikes and from the industry not bringing money back after they signed it. And that was like it went COVID, then it went industry strikes, and then industry not coming back, and then all the political ramp up because of course LA is super lib, and it's trying to like stay super lib, which it's debatable like how this is going to play into those hands, because the area that got wiped out is super lib, and we don't know where they're going to relocate to, because there's no way like even as rich as they are, even if they had political cooperation, I mean, the fastest they could build houses back, and they'd be like, it's going to take them like, I mean, even if they started like next week, it'd be like 18, 24 months, at the fastest. And that's just not going to happen because we don't know the extent of the damage to the public utilities and the grid and the streets and all that stuff. So right now we're in a time it's forever changing LA. This is absolutely a historical moment in the history of Los Angeles, 100%. It's forever going to change the face and the nature of Los Angeles, and that's coming on the heels of, quite frankly, on January 20th when Trump rolls in, LA's also is going to additionally be changed because LA has a huge reliance on illegal labor, and most of whom like live in East LA and areas surrounding West LA, and so a significant percentage of the illegal workforce is about to be deported. And when I say significant, I mean, it's for sure like more than 1 million people, and they know it. The leadership here knows it. So LA is undergoing a just absolutely radical transformation. Hollywood's pretty much done in the old way. Mass communication and filmmaking and arts, entertainment, music, theater, all that stuff is still going to remain in LA because LA is awesome. It's just going to, it's being taken out. It's being decimated for the companies that people didn't like, like the dark ones. There's plenty of amazing independent artists, creators, actors, all those people, studios, people like me, and tons of other people who are going to finally get their due because these older establishment things that are sort of not playing on the level are being leveled. And then the leadership in West LA just got completely knocked out in a way that like is unprecedented and is historical. And then, and then out to the east, they're going to start, shortly, they're going to start deporting a hell of a lot of people, which my sympathies go out to people, obviously, because they're going to have their lives uprooted and whatnot. And on the human side of things, it's, it's super rough. But on the legal side of things, you shouldn't live illegally in other countries. Like if I was living illegally in Japan and they found me, I wouldn't, I was like, well, konnichiwa, like you caught me. Like, if you take risks, sometimes risks, it's the good old F around and find out, I guess. But my heart does go out to them, but also you either have laws or you don't have laws. And they are being exploited. They're being turned into slave labor across all of LA, especially back of the house restaurants, cleaning, undocumented labor practices, all that stuff. And they know it. My dad was a 40-year-long workers' compensation attorney here in LA, so I'm really familiar with how they get exploited. Anyway, it's a lot of stuff. So there's a lot of change in the air. It's a historical moment. Fortunately, very, very, very few people have been killed, which is that's the best news out of this scenario. Like extremely few deaths and just a lot of property damage. And unfortunately, the communities are being, Palisades will never be Palisades again. And depending on how the politicians in the area go about reintroducing it or reconstructing it, you're going to learn a lot about what's really going on here. So anyway, I think on that note, let's see. We don't really have anybody checking in here. We'll give a couple more minutes and then I'm going to bounce out. Really just wanted to come up here to sort of note this historical moment in time in Los Angeles at one of Los Angeles and Beverly Hills' most historic. You remember the patriarch? He was a penniless migrant from Ireland, came to the East Coast, worked in the oil industry, figured out the techniques, came out west, struck it rich in oil, and got super rich, billionaire rich, built this, which was the most baller house ever built in LA at the time. And he owned a bunch of the Beverly Hills. And, really from this spot, a lot of the LA that we know up till now poured out of here. Just the meetings and the aristocracy and the money and the power that flowed out of here had a huge influence on the development of Los Angeles in general. So I find it fitting that we're here in this moment in time where the future of Los Angeles is being currently changed. Like, this is a moment in time where Los Angeles, the chemistry, the atmosphere, and the nature of Los Angeles moving forward in the 21st century is changing, is doing it from here. And it can't be altered. You got the fires, you get the change in industry, and you have the change in population, all three of which are unstoppable. They're unstoppable changes. And I think we're going to go into a much, much, much better version of Los Angeles. Los Angeles at its core, it's supposed to be more of a beach town that does well than this corporate work camp that they've turned it into. And that's the other thing about having so many illegals working and residing in Los Angeles, is that it normalizes breaking the law. And Los Angeles has been a lawless city for a long time. And so, those are some things that need to be corrected moving forward so that we can have a proper, healthy city and community. But like Jack Nicholson famously found out, that's Chinatown, Jake. So on that note, I hope you're doing well. I hope you're being safe. We're gonna give you one last look here at